Hey folks, about to go on a shoot. Thought maybe y'all would like to go in this nice, beautiful Florida winter. And just one second, because I'm doing two things at one time, which is typically not good for me. I will probably forget something if I don't take the time. So, just to be sure, I do have my keys, of course. I usually don't put things on top of the car because I've forgotten it before. Okay, so I do have my tripod, so gotta have that, of course. And I do have my camera bag, as you can see here, beautifully purchased for me by my wife. So now I understand why bags are so important. I do have my camera, and of course on there, my glass is gonna be my wide angle lens. And of course I'm gonna have to change that up clean that up whenever I get there to the job site. I may not be able to continue to film on site because if the homeowner's there, I don't want them to feel like I'm not paying attention to their work. And so I'll see you shortly here. If nothing else, we'll get some pretty cool scenic views of Merritt Island, Florida. Okay, so we're about to get started here. And guess what? I went in the house, came back out. Hey, guess what was on the top of the car? See, I forget stuff. Now, just as a little bit of info, I didn't talk about a flash because this particular client does not need me to use a flash. They do their own editing, so it's an HDR process for the editing. And the other thing I do have is I have 3 batteries. Used to, when I first started out doing real estate photography, I would go through at least a battery and a half. So now I got it down to a battery and then I have some left over. So that's a good thing. And if you look up Nathan Cool, he'll tell you don't spend any more time than 2 minutes per shot. That doesn't mean per photograph, but per shot. If you are taking 4 shots in a room, 1 from each corner, it should take you no more than 2 minutes per setup, basically. Well, we've arrived near our client's house, and just a note, normally what I do is at least a day before I arrive, I confirm with the client that they're going to be there or that they've provided the code or whatever it might be. And, I do tell them, it seems like this is a pretty consistent issue, is that there'll be like one light bulb out or something. So sometimes I'll ask them, would it be okay if I could check in the linen closet or wherever you might have an additional, light bulb so I could switch it out. And so that it doesn't look weird. It's kind of like looking at somebody's picture and they've got a tooth or something missing. And even though it doesn't, it just distracts is all the thing is too. So again, do that on the basis of whenever you're doing any type of photography. If you got a scheduled time, just confirm with them. That lets them know that you're involved. That puts them at ease, especially in my area where I have a lot of people, I call them long timers. They get anxious because sometimes people try to take advantage of them. So you take that extra few minutes, confirm with them, then your day is planned. You don't have to worry about, are they really going to be there or not? It's been about an hour, or we got done with my shoot. Feel comfortable with that, pretty quick and easy. They had it all set up. That's one thing that you got to be careful about. Sometimes, I haven't had it so much for my vacation rental people, but my real estate individuals, I'll go out there and they'll cram everything in the bathroom, one of the bathrooms they don't use much, and say, okay, shoot the house. And I'm like, well, aren't you selling the bathroom with the rest of the house? So we need to have everything out of there. And there's some other complications about having the doors and the lights and all that stuff open so you get good consistent lighting. But this one, it went well. He had worked on it real hard, and a lot of people, they really want you to get in there and be done, because as soon as you get the photos uploaded to your client or have them edited, then they can go live with their listing. So that's, you get to see the result of all the hard work they've probably invested. Sometimes it's a lot of remodeling and things like that. So again, it only took about an hour, and on average you make about $100 an hour with that kind of thing in this area and with this type of client. Now again, that doesn't necessarily take into account all the time and effort, but pretty much about that. So I'm going to head to the house and maybe we'll do a little wrap up as I start to do the upload. It's very simple. Finally, we're back home and I've got my camera, we're done. So really not much to do. Make sure my camera's off, and I just download my photos, and then I do like a little survey thing. They want to, since I'm actually seeing the property, they want me to convey to them any issues that I noticed or anything like that. Just a note, when I first started doing this, it took me, I think it was like 2 hours, and I took a battery and a half to do it, because I would do something and then I'd realize, oh no, I forgot to do that, or I forgot to do this. But after you do it a few times, it just becomes very easy. You kind of develop an eye, and that's why whenever we're doing the 30-day challenge, it can help you to get in the habit of doing something, a habit to seeing how this works or that works, rather than have to do the math. Okay, do I get this, and then I gotta adjust this and adjust that. So with anything, 30 days is a good way to develop good habits for your photography. So hopefully we'll get to do another ride along, and maybe even actually go into the property, and you'll get to see exactly what takes place.